Well, welcome back to the Mistborn Adventure Games second half of the night.
Yay!
Okay, so where did we leave off? Falcom was offering a piece of gold to Odalys.
Yeah.
5
So-
golden rings.
It's like a necklace, you said?
No, it's a bracelet.
A bracelet, but
so
it's
yeah,
of
he's still
alcohol,
staring down at you, and he says,
full chemical gold.
I think you would look delicious in this.
Whoa.
So I think I think she demurely refuses quoting like the Canton scripture of like a 1 year like mourning period before accepting suitors or something like that, like piously. But she's like, no, I do appreciate the offer. What you are, it is a very fine trinket, but I don't want it to be misconstrued the wrong way, being as I am a widow for but. And she's got like the cleavage, and she's like twittering on her chest. So it's perhaps it's mixed signals.
So when you're doing that, he's like looking at you, but he's not looking at your cleavage. He's looking at your arms, where you've got all the bands of metal on them.
And her hand where she still wears the steel wedding band.
Well, I understand your father is coming back to town. Please give him a message for me.
As you demand, Lord Inquisitor.
No demands. Just let him know that I'll be keeping an eye out for him.
And I think, yeah, she just nods at that.
So he like taps one of his eye spikes.
Yeah. And by I mean Spike.
And smiles and then turns away.
Yeah, so she is definitely more than a little bit put off by all of this. And I think she had whatever her plans were before have been completely derailed, and now she is heading straight back to the guest house.
So the only character we haven't checked in with is Vyse. What are your plans post-wedding for getting back to the guest house?
I mean, really, I wanted to ask, what kind of digs do we got?
So
like, what's the guest house rocking?
It's definitely not a keep, right? It's indefensible. You have few servants. They're all terrace, and there are no guards. Like, you have no guards. Maybe when you get back to the keep, Vyse, Evelyn is there waiting for you. And she's
Evelyn!
Totally frazzled. As she approaches you, her hair is like completely out of place. She's, oh, Lord Ruler. Okay, you're back. Good. I think everyone will be heading back soon. I'm really nervous about letting any of you out into the city, my lord.
Is there something dangerous about the city I should know about?
I'm not certain. It's a dangerous town. So she like gestures around, and there's like hundreds of terrace people walking in like the streets with no weapons. None of them are very bulky. They just have long, elongated arms and necks. And she's just like, any one of them could be a threat. I don't know. If they're all like Odalys.
Well, I mean, at least it's good we have someone on alert.
So when you say that, maybe she like turns her eyes toward you, and we see these huge dark circles under them. And she's just like, yes, I'm on alert. Don't worry, my lord.
I mean, like, I'm not saying you should overwork yourself.
No, it's fine. Ever since we left, I've taken solace in the fact that the Lord Ruler is watching over us. I just need his faith burning inside me, and I'll be fine.
You need something burning inside you.
Stop. No, like that's odd to hear coming from her. So yeah, I think that's just what I'll say. I'll be like, that's a bit odd of a sentiment coming from you.
Well, been a difficult few months, and well, the Lord Ruler will preserve us all. So can we diagonal wipe into the tent scene of Odalys, Diedrich, Vyse, and Valette getting together?
What is our war room reduced to?
Is
it our dining room?
Okay, so it's less Dragon Age Inquisition's the Skyhold and more Dragon Age Inquisition's the shitty village you start in. It's literally just a map in a wooden room.
Yeah, like if you the camera probably has the exact same framing as the old war room shot, but everything's shitty.
Yeah.
I want to suggest that you guys are in the meeting first, like later in the day after the wedding, and I can come into the scene later.
So can we imply that by like the shadows being in a new position from what we just saw them at? Maybe it's a vacation home, right? So it's all open and breezy, even though it's freezing outside. There's like these massive hearths, and we can see that the skyline is going like orange and purple, and maybe there's like a bit of mist forming near the mountains. Yeah, cool. Just remember, everybody can suggest details for scenes.
And I feel like we're all in this room, and we probably have like Evelyn running security at the door, and she has orders to let Diedrich in when he gets here.
Yeah, I think he's been summoned, but like
we told Diedrich show up to this meeting we're having, but he's not here.
Right, like he's running late because he doesn't understand what we're doing, or that it's important, or whatever. So
are you all complaining about how late Diedrich is?
Yeah, I feel like that's just
I think actually Odalys is going into Valette about if she prepared him properly for this, and
Valette, when she got back, she changed out of her wedding dress. Obviously, now she's in her kind of similar to her usual outfit of like the dressier, but like kind of the pants and a shirt kind of thing. But like maybe it's a little more. Maybe she has like an undershirt because it's like freezing here. And so we see that like kind of extending out of the sleeve that's usually a little cut. And so she's like standing on the other side like my husband decided he had something more important to do when we were on our way back to the house.
I'm certain that you impressed upon him the importance of this meeting, did you not? If we are going to be using him in our plans, it is vitally important that we bring him up to speed.
I didn't get the chance.
Were you too busy performing your marital duties in the carriage?
I'm not even sure
if I'm interested in having a knock on the door, and you hear yes, well, Lord Diedrich, just right through this door right here. Everything.
No, Arthur, not at all. They hear a tap on the window.
Vyse just pulls back the curtain.
Diedrich is sitting there. He's not in his tux anymore. The tux is gone. He just has the underclothing from the tux, and he's got the Final Empire equivalent of an apple, and he's eating it. And he's just like...
Is this the outside over a cliff window? Like
it might be a story up.
There?
It might be a story up, like not a cliff, but like at least it's it scaled a weather vane or climbed up the vine.
Yeah,
sure. I'll just open the window and it'll be like, here he is.
Hello, dear new family. I come bearing a gift, and I put like a bushel of the apples on the table. It's like, so sorry that I was late. I was predisposed. And he's sort of doing this, like, fake over-the-top thing. It's really obvious that he's not sincere.
And I think Odalys, like, interrupts you and is like, well, I did not realize that this room was so insecure that we had another door, indicating the window that you came in.
Vyse is just like looking down out the window, like, how did he even like get?
Vyse is like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's like, Lord Diedrich, are you? Excuse me, Lady Odalys. I don't mean to disturb you, but I can't seem to find Lord Diedrich.
Yes, Gare, we have him here. He is perfectly.
Of course, my lady. I'll leave now. Do you need any refreshments or anything?
Send up a new pot of tea. This one is getting cold.
Of course. We've got some very nice apples downstairs as well.
And, like, I look at, like, the pile of apples that have been, like, haphazardly rolled across our meeting table. And I was like, that is going to be alright, Gare. We have plenty of apples here already, thank you.
They're in season,
my lady. But yes, they are in season, Lord Diedrich. How did you know? And the whole time he's never actually been in the room. He's just like outside talking in.
He knows his place.
I'm like, they're in season. Well,
I think like through that whole like very sarcastic, very like showy kind of thing that Diedrich did, Valette smirks, and then just to join in the joke, she like walks around the table like, "Oh, it's so good to see you again, dear husband," and does like the thing and like takes an apple. Like it's so thoughtful of you to bring gifts to you to the family meeting.
Oh yes, anything for my dear wife. She will be the most spoiled in all the Final Empire.
Ooh. Like a clearly like a very very sarcastic laugh, like noble lady laugh. Like it's someone making fun of a noble lady's laugh. Yeah. Like,
oh, Shantae.
Yeah, I think
just
like
slams
now
the
that
window shut.
Now that the door is closed and after Vyse slams the window shut, I think Odalys looks at the two of you and says, "If you're going to carry on with this as a charade, then you should learn to be better actors."
Sorry.
So
and your eating habits are disgusting. As she like, as Odalys pulls out a knife and very carefully like peels and slices the apple.
Seriously, we have ears. Just don't.
Yeah, your crunching sound has been.
We are making a full audio experience.
The audio experience is me telling
ASMR
roleplay.
I don't think that's how it works, guys.
Yeah, Valette kind of gives like a nod, and then she walks back to where she was, and then like look back over the map.
So, do I get to learn the secret handshake? Take another bite of the apple.
I suppose that it would be necessary. Your talents as a smoker will come in very handy. We have, well, I don't know how much you heard about our house before you agreed to this marriage or were strong-armed into it by your father, but...
Literally nothing.
Yes, well, let me tell you then. We are in a bit of a bad way, I will admit. But we have talent and ambition. With the talents that you can provide, we can most definitely see ourselves into a better position.
His face gets serious for a second. He says, "Well, I have plenty of experience working as a smoker for my family. You won't find a better one this side of, well, at least out here you won't."
Good.
Yeah.
Then that means that we are on the same page. Now, as being a part of our family, it is important that you know the secrets that we hold. As you may have heard rumors, both Vyse and Valette are also allomancers.
He sort of like looks over like, oh, really? That guy and her? Like, he doesn't say that. He just has that sort of expression like, oh, okay.
Are you currently smoking?
No.
Okay. So I think just as like a little, like as just to show off everyone in the room, like I'm not gonna like actually try to manipulate it. Like, everyone just feels like a little like tug on their like emotions, like just a little like nothing specific, just every motion like goes like for like a second.
You're using your AoE emotion stunt?
Yeah, I'm not actually trying to do anything, like pull anything. It's like a tap. I'm just like tapping on the window just to like let you know it's there.
The window of your emotions.
Yeah, the window
Meanwhile,
of your emotions.
I've pretty much been burning tin this whole time.
You can't really show it off in any way.
Yeah.
You like look at me really intensely.
Yeah,
I see.
the only way you can show off burning tin is just be like, see that thing 200 feet away?
Wait,
I do.
I'll go on the other side of the house. You guys have a conversation. I'll come back and I'll tell you what you said. It'll be awesome. Yeah, so Valette does that and then takes another bite and then...
So one of them is a rioter. You just sort of like finger back and forth. Like, I'm gonna go with him. Him?
Yes, it's Vyse. He's quite the troublemaker, that one.
Mm-mm. Nope. That's the opposite of the
So
truth.
you're the rioter.
You caught me.
Wow, what a pair we make. And what can my dear brother-in-law Vyse do?
Tin burner.
Tin eye. Oh. So what exactly am I going to be smoking?
Well, it would be handy to have you there with Vyse or even with Valette to keep the uses of the powers on the in a secret way, you say?
Of course, but I mean, there aren't many balls to toy with people's emotions. There aren't many clandestine activities to get up to around here.
Not yet. I may have said that we are in a bad way, but I may have neglected to mention that we are also rather ambitious. And there is certainly one area where the use of allomancy will be most helpful, but the knowledge of that use will be less helpful, so to speak. Yes? Listen.
Of course.
The way that terrorist people are treated here due to the bidding program by the Inquisition, the Steel Inquisition is... And then, like, I think Odalys just literally spits on the floor. I know that your family has been involved with this for some time as the resident nobles, but they don't really have the power here. And you know that.
No. Hold on a second. Let me just backstep a little bit. I think I misheard you. You care about how the terroristmen are being treated?
Well, I do.
He's put the half-eaten apple down on a table and isn't holding it anymore. And he was sort of like leaning back with his feet up and like not really taking things seriously, but he leans forward and sort of steeples his fingers a little bit and says, you know, it's not that big of a town. Not as big of a town as you might be used to. There's not room for two families with ambition. My family doesn't have any real power up here, but they want it, and my father is going to do anything he can to get it. Do you mean to throw gum up the works of his plan, so to speak?
That's what we do best.
From what I've seen with your interactions with him in my own dealings with that man, I don't think that you would be opposed to such a plan.
Sticking it to Pops? Well, he literally just traded me away for what? Some cattle? I mean, I'm not exactly lovey-dovey.
I think
It was a few cattle, wasn't it? It was at least a few cattle, though.
What I said before wasn't exactly true. My family gets involved in some clandestine activities, but unlike House Martell with a tin eye and rioter, my eldest brother is Mistborn. So, don't have to deal with
Really?
that.
Thank you. This knowledge is even more welcome than
Sure
your
trails
powers as a smoker. In fact, any other intelligence that you can provide us about the political climates here would be most welcome.
Yes, please make our crazy schemes even harder for us.
Dear mother-in-law, unfortunately, until your arrival, the extent of my interaction with my family was just trying to stay out of trouble and out of the way. I am not a font of information. I'm sure you met my grandmother. She's like-minded
Indeed.
with you. She cares deeply for the terrorist people. How much power or influence she or my father has is something of a juggling act, back and forth. Who's really in charge? Who has the influence? Who's making the plays? It's hard to say, but you would certainly do well to get chummy with her. Maybe go for tea every once in a while.
She seems like quite a woman, I must admit, yes. I'll be more than happy to spend many hours in her pleasant company, especially as you say, she is also a proponent of the terrorist people's plight.
If by that you mean she wants to be a terrorist woman, then yes. Based on the way she conducts herself, very unnoble.
It has not been lost on you or on others that she goes about her sympathies in a exotic manner, esoteric even, but
Expressing herself was never a bad thing.
it has harmed her credibility some with visiting nobles and the canton to some extent, but she is not without her influence. She is still technically the matriarch of the family. Something that my father does not appreciate.
It certainly sounds like her father is going to be our biggest stumbling block here.
Well, my father has his ambitions. There's only one real goal in the north, and that is, of course, the breeding program. It's the only thing anybody cares about up here. At least back in the Final Empire. It's not like we export fancy clothing, jewelry, or anything like that. But, of course, the canton runs it. For now, my father has his machinations. He's been working with my brother and me to some extent to undermine their validity, their capability in running the breeding program. He means to one day make a claim to the Lord Ruler that it would be better run by a noble family.
Then perhaps we can use his already existing machinations against him and against the canton. Perhaps we can get him to set up the fall and merely be there when the pieces crumble.
Would be advantageous. He takes it from the ministry. We take it from him. Half the work's done for us. Assuming he's competent enough to do that.
Right.
It's a plan that's been a long time in the running. Of course, they had to wait for my brother to be fully capable, and then they have to make clandestine activities that, well, I don't know the full extent of it. Every once in a while we go out for a night and we do something, set something on fire, let somebody loose. It seems to me like random troublemaking. I don't really see how it undermines anybody's authority. So what the grander plan is lost to me.
So is your brother the real danger here?
My brother has been training in the art of being a Mistborn for the better part of the last decade. And I have been along for the ride just so that he wouldn't have to bother burning any copper. I can tell
Sounds
you
like
that
your brother is quite a charmer then, yes?
my brother is an asshole.
As I said.
So I assume he's good.
Well, he snapped into his powers young, and ever since then has been the darling of the family. He was already the firstborn, of course, and he just doesn't even know what it's like to not be amazing at something. I can tell you that there's nobody, perhaps his instructor, that knows his capabilities better than me. I've been watching very closely, and I can tell you he's good.
So you would say his weakness is overconfidence.
He's definitely an arrogant bastard.
So I think he's going to be the biggest obstacle on that side of things then.
Without a doubt.
Sounds like it sounds like my new father-in-law is great at pointing and yelling at things, but as long as he has the tools underneath him to work with.
I don't really know what my father was like before, but with a firstborn, Mistborn son, that's when the wheels started turning. And now
Let me ask you this. Diedrich, with yourself being a Misting and your brother being a Mistborn, does your father have himself any alchemic damage?
I mean, there's always the I have secret powers play, but I've never seen him do anything or speak of doing anything.
So he's not an Allomancer. If he is, it's a well-kept secret.
Yeah.
He's a prideful man. It's not something I would expect him to be able to keep hidden. But
what about your mother? Your grandmother mentioned that your father could not stay married to her. Is she still alive?
We don't talk about his... We hardly talk at all. We certainly don't talk about his marriage.
So, while this conversation's going on, there's a knock on a nearby wall from Gare again, and he says, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt your family reunion. I'm not sure of the terminology, but there's a man here to see you."
Alright, send him in. And also, union is the right word. It's the first time.
Of course, my lord. Whatever you say.
You idiot! Smack!
So... A terrace sheep herder comes into the room with a shepherd's crook, kind of loose, baggy clothing, and it's obvious that there's several layers of clothing involved, both from the way the clothing fits and from long johns peeking out from underneath his baggy overcoat and pants. And he says, "My name is Pul Rashik. I have heard that you are looking for someone like me."
Who might someone like you
sort
be?
of
Good sir.
Friends of the Terrace folk.
Yeah, I think Vyse stands forward and he's like, so I see you are a terraceman by nature.
So he looks at you like you're a moron.
Yeah.
Just like,
Do you,
yes,
do you know
I'm
a
a terraceman.
do you know of a terraceman by the name of Vedzen?
Yes, I know Vedson. He's the leader of the Terrace Resistance.
Those must seem quite confident in your in yourself to come to us and be so honest with such things.
Yeah.
The Resistance
Honestly, I
has been
thought
looking
you were,
into you for a few months. We have some
Well, that's
ideas
lovely
about
to hear.
who you are, Odalys. You would no sooner turn us in than we would turn you in.
I think Odalys just nods without acknowledging it. Good,
Do
then
I-
I
should
believe
I-
you're on the same page.
Step out. This seems like it's a bit sensitive.
I mean, Vyse just sort of waves the terraceman towards the table and is like, well, we thought we were going to have to seek out the terrace resistance ourselves, but it seems they come to us.
So
Yeah, and I think like to that comment that that Diedrich made, Odalys kind of shoots him a look and says, "No, if you're going to be part of this family, you need to stay and listen."
Right, you're my husband now. You need to be a part of things.
I mean, I've been in this family for like a couple hours.
should I come back? The Terrace Resistance can wait for you to get your stuff together. We've only been waiting 1,000 years.
There's no time like the present, as they say.
Who says that?
I said it right now. Sit.
I see. The philosopher.
Vyse is not
I'm not
always the
one.
smartest with his words.
I see. I'll remember that.
Right.
Well,
So,
what?
No, please do join us.
So yeah, he
We
hasn't
were-
moved an inch from where he's standing in the doorway, and just kind of bangs his shepherd's crook on the ground. Maybe grinds it into a nice rug that you have, and there's like sheep dung getting off
It's just
the
like
end of the
that's
staff.
not technically our rug, so you
There's
can.
a terrace steward by the name of Earl Britt that's been captured by the Steel Inquisitors in a village about 30 miles north.
Yes. Are you looking to get our assistance with getting his release?
We are asking you, as a matter of good faith, to ensure that he does not pass any information on to the Steel Ministry.
Wait.
I understand.
So you're saying you don't want us to necessarily bring him back? You just want him silenced?
I didn't say anything of that sort. I said exactly what I said.
Yeah, but like, what did you mean? Oh,
This is a test, Philosopher Vyse. Your actions
It's a
here
puzzle.
will
You like
determine
puzzles.
how the Terrace Resistance views you. Our leader has had some knowledge of Lady Odalys and is looking to test the rest of your measure. So there's something else. In making sure that this steward, Earlbrit, does not talk, you'll need to implicate House General, specifically Monsieur General. Make sure whatever you do, it leads back to him. Do you think you can do that?
Thank you for the excuse.
Well, accomplish this and maybe Vedzen will talk to you. I'll be seeing you soon. And he just turns around and swooshes out of the room with a dramatic flare of his shepherd's crook.
Yeah, I think Odalys gives him a like a curtsy before he turns to leave, like
He completely
of
ignores
respect. Yeah. She does it anyway. Doesn't matter if he sees it. And then she closes the door on Gare again, and turns to.
Okay, ma'am. I was bringing the tea up as well, but okay.
It's just like now pouring down his robe, just slam.
Oh no, Gare.
I just take the tea.
Yeah.
Take the tea from him, and then close the door in his face, and then set it on the table.
Very well. I'll see if I can dust something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gare.
You just hear a tapping of someone walking away on hardwood floors.
Yep.
I have an idea.
Do you?
This will be good.
I mean, there's only one way to implicate my father up here. House General has a Mistborn. It's a known sort of thing. And that Mistborn answers to my father. Just have to make it look like a Mistborn did it.
Easier said than done.
That is an interesting idea.
I mean, what's the other alternative? We leave a piece of paper with his signature on it at the crime scene? It probably won't fly.
It's a little more civilized than that, creating false documents.
I believe that that you would know best how to implicate your father. If you have some ideas of how we could pretend, between the three of you, make the impression of a Mistborn, I would love to hear it. One rioter or one Tinai and a smoker. Do not Mistborn make, I'm afraid.
Right.
Get me a Mistborn cloak. We hit the place that is being held. Obviously with the Mistborn cloak. Valette can riot people's emotion of fear, make everybody afraid and chaotic. We get in, get out, leave some coins scattered around like it looked like he was shooting them off, and leave. And if their emotions have been properly manipulated, they won't even question the details of the story when passed along.
I think this will be an undertaking that will need all of our skills.
Right. And then there's the matter of actually the point of the mission. What do we do with the person that we're supposed to
Now, Arthur, I would know.
Deal with.
I would know that, as with my history as a keeper, I would know that making sure that the guy is silenced is utmost important. Would I have an idea as to whether getting him out would look better, or just doing the right thing and killing him would look better?
The way you phrased that, bit of a loaded question. Do the right thing and kill him.
Well, I mean,
I will leave it up to your own discretion.
No, I think Vyse is definitely like, we do the right thing. This is a test. We keep him alive at all costs. We bring him back to the Resistance, safe and sound.
I have a point to make. If it looks like he was broken out, they're going to look for him.
Yeah, and we make sure they look back to House Genril.
By planting the Mistborn evidence.
Sure. I mean, I'm not suggesting we have to kill him, but if we could make it look like he did die in whatever happened.
Diedrich, you know your father better than any of us here. If he, for some reason, was to attempt something such as this, would he leave a body?
Well, he might order my brother not to, but my brother might carelessly do so. As far as actually framing House Genril, what is the presumed motive here? If it's obvious that the terraceman was broken out, people know that my grandmother cares deeply about the Terrace people, but they also know that my father doesn't. What would his motivation be upon scrutiny if it was obvious that it was a breakout?
That's why I do believe that we must kill him.
Or
And
at
I
least make
believe
it look like he died. I'm not going to say anything.
At least make it look like he died. Indeed.
Killing the terraceman is out of the question. That can't happen. We'll start off on the complete wrong foot with the resistance. Maybe not even start out at all if that happens.
Vyse, I think you're taking too narrow of a mind view here. If he talks, it will be far worse. We have to be willing to kill him if it comes down to it. But making him look like he died will be the easiest way to have an out. Both for us and for him.
But I mean, we can't just produce a terrace body.
And then perhaps he dies in a way that the body is lost. Are there rivers around here? Or near the village, 30 miles hence, where this canton is?
There's the falls we passed on the way up here.
Yes, but it's the village to the north. I don't go on many of the excursions, but the thought that House Martell might go on an excursion to the north slightly is not unheard of, and we can use that opportunity to survey the area, see what we're working with.
And then we have a problem. And distasteful it is, I'm afraid I have a solution. If we're going to be framing your father, well, on this trip, it only makes sense if he was to be with us, to be framed.
And my brother as well. Goody.
I mean,
Yes,
again,
well,
the phrase easier said than done comes to mind.
They go on
Yeah.
excursions
Don't have
all
a
the time.
mysterious ways.
New family getaway?
They go on.
Celebration of the joining of, well, not quite joining, I guess, but, you know.
We're pretty much on thin ice with them as is, if even staying here as guests.
Your
We
father
don't
seems-
have much bargaining power.
Oh, my father likes nothing more than an excuse to go on another one of his excursions. If your family proposed
It'll
it to
look
him,
good.
if your family proposed it to him, he doesn't care what your motivation is. He wants to go on a frolic.
This settled then. I will arrange with your father to have him lead us on such an excursion to the north. Now, perhaps we can avoid having your brother along, but Mistborn work in mysterious ways, even if he is not on the journey. In fact, if he was to be not on the journey, the fact that it looks like he did it will be less suspicious.
I am about the same height as my brother, same build, same hair, same eyes, so if you just get me the cloak, I can finish the illusion, so to speak.
I believe it could be arranged. Vyse, see if call a tailor. Maybe
Well, if it's that easy, then
Taylor would like to order one Mistborn cloak.
yeah, right.
phrase it as a gift for your new brother-in-law.
Right.
That could be traced back to us. If there was a less official way of getting a cloak, it might be better.
Well,
I mean, it seems like you already know some terracemen in the Resistance. It's pretty impressive, actually. You've been here for like...
I mean, connect the dots.
weeks.
Are there any tailors with the resistance that we could get the
I mean,
services
we
of?
could. I could try pull some strings with our friends in the Scout Resistance. I don't know how much they can do off the books.
Or up here?
It's the best way to do that off the record.
Good, yes, Vyse. You follow that lead then. You're the one with all of the contacts and.
I'll send a message out to Fitz.
Okay.
I mean, you have all of our money. It's just easiest.
That's true. I I don't know if I.
Hey, favorite stepbrother.
I don't know if I have
So,
all
for no
our
reason
money
at all,
or I'm
I
the
wanna
only one
ask
that
you for
has
things.
money.
So, do we want to cut to that? The scene where you're acquiring a miscloak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a simple roll of 2 versus your resources.
Oh, easy peasy. Let's do
But
it.
you're going to lose a die from all of the circumstances that are against you on this.
It makes sense. But even so, that's fine. Let's go
Do
for
you
it.
have any traits you want to throw in there? Nope. No traits?
Nope.
Well, you
Wow.
can negate both of the bad things that would happen from your
Alright,
fail.
Wow.
That was
Yeesh.
that roll could not have gone worse.
I mean,
I mean, it
you
could
post
have.
facto say that
I mean, it
wanna
could have.
roll
Those
dice 'cause I
sixes
have a
could
trait.
not be there.
So it's not Fiddlestein you meet with. When you
Right.
get to the drop-off point, you know, for the Ska resistance, instead there's a terracewoman there, wearing ceremonial, like female sage robes,
Sure.
in white and blue stripes, and she outreaches with her elongated arms and says, "My name is Aladar. I'm afraid your friend Fiddlestein will not be here with the Mistcloak. Unfortunately, we were unable to secure the materials we needed to tailor it correctly.
Is
You must understand it's rather difficult to get leather in that kind of strips without drawing
right.
quite a bit of attention to yourself.
I mean, I wasn't expecting much. Anyway,
If you are using Fiddlestein as your contact, I wouldn't expect much anyway."
hey, Fitz is a good man.
Do you know that?
So she
I'll
nods
defend him
toward
that
you and
doesn't
says, "I assume he was a good man.
Oh.
Did something happen to him?
We have not heard from him in a few hours. He was supposed to drop by. There's been quite a bit of activity at the Inquisition office as well."
Oh, Fitz! Fitz!
Not Fiddle. We were so happy about making fun of him.
You made the mistake of liking an NPC.
Right.
I make that mistake all the time.
Every time. Every time I open up, you rip it away.
Everything I touch dies.
So she just gestures back the way you came and is like, "My apologies, but we will not be able to provide you with the garment."
Well, looks like if the only way that I'm going to get it is paying out of pocket, then
There is another way.
I'm listening.
I happen to know where such a garment can be procured.
By procured, I'm assuming you mean stolen.
She just looks
at you like you're an idiot.
it's very
A
demure,
repeating
right?
theme of the episode.
It's
Look.
like Odalys looking at you like, "Yes, you're an idiot, but don't worry. It's just because
But
It's
don't
okay.
worry,
It's
you're
okay.
smart
So much
in
better
other
than you.
ways.
And Aladar says,
He's just not good with words, I swear. He's a really smart guy.
"There is such a garment that you could procure within the grounds of House General. I have it on good authority that there are certain informants who could provide you the plans into such a location, including the secret armory of House General, for a price."
I mean, depends on how steep the price is, really. My pockets only run so deep.
Are you not the one that they call Silver Eyes?
Yes, I'm the one they call Silver Eyes.
I feel like there's got to be a
yes.
spin-off Bond movie called Silver Eyes for Vyse, where it's like him alone in an urban environment with just like a crossbow trying to survive. Silver Eyes. Yeah.
And every NPC I talk to thinks I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, all right. I'll pay up.
Are you literally Archer? I'm confused.
Except without the sex.
Yeah, right? I'm worse, Archer.
No, tell him we're gonna steal stuff. We're secret agents.
Lana!
Yeah. So, she begins bargaining with you. I'm gonna need you to make a resources roll, and it's difficulty 3.
All right.
You're
but
not
I don't have
penalized
any
this time?
negatives this time. Wait, no, that's 6R6, not 6D6.
Could you not argue in favor of some of your traits applying?
Do it. Get them traits.
None of my traits are good in the bargaining
Most of your traits
situation.
are good when Valette is nearby, separating you.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I don't want to say anything or anything, but you have
I'm just gonna
virtually
go.
any.
Oh, shit.
You have
There
a
we go.
personality
2
trait.
pairs of 3s and a nudge.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, after a few hours, Fiddlestein appears, and he's like, "Well, it's and then he like hands over the traits, and he's just like, "I got punched in the throat by a visitor."
What?
I was so lucky to get out of there.
What? Fids, how did you... What?
How are you still alive?
Yeah.
It's a long story, Lord Martell. Oh God, it's rough. It's rough out there.
I
I
suppose...
was
there for a bit.
doing the work of the Sky Resistance, Lord. Anyway, here's the plans.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Fids. Take care of yourself.
So he hands you over plans that include the guard rotation for House Skinrel, the location of the house keep, which, like any good keep, is basically Skyhold. It's located on the edge of a cliff with three open sheer cliff sides that look out. High crenellated walls, lots of guards, a number of terrace servants just walking around at all hours of the day. It basically seems impregnable. There's also marked on the map a secret sub-basement where and Diedrich, you would know of this place. It's where your brother stores his mistcloak, and there's like an allomantic forge for making your own pure metals.
Yeah, I mean, it's where I raid for my stuff because my brother doesn't keep track of his supply at all.
Yeah, so you know where all this is at.
Yeah, I just need a reason to get inside, and then no one will even
He just needs a way to
question
get past the guard.
No problem. We'll just go extend. I'll go with Odalys to extend the invitation to the outing, and I will step away because my father doesn't like the sight of me, and do the thing I do all the time when I raid supplies, and get the mist cloak. Then we just need a way to bring it back later. No problem.
Simple.
No, nothing could go wrong.
Sounds good. I mean, we could just leave the mist cloak at the side of the crime, and then all of our problems are solved.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a bit much, but maybe.
No, yeah, getting it back is actually a way better plan. Okay, yeah. So I guess that Vyse lets us know all of this stuff.
Yeah,
and
I bring it back to the
Diedrich proposes
quotes
the
war
plan.
room.
Yeah, you bring it
Right.
back, and I'm like, yeah, I knew all about that. You didn't pay money for that, did you?
That's his house, brother.
I live there.
So you
I
believe that
lived
you can
there.
you can just simply take your brother's mist cloak?
Look, I didn't want to do that because then they know that their Miss Clodic is missing. I thought at first getting a new one just for us would be a lot better. I could, but okay, so
You say you stay home when your father and brother go on the tours. Does he leave the mist cloak behind, or does he take it with him?
He takes it with if they're going to get up to shenanigans, and if they don't, he leaves it. It's almost too obvious.
So do you suppose if we are to go on this journey together, that he will not see shenanigans, as you say, into the future, so we will get an opportunity to have you snag that Miss Croak?
Well, there's a lot of ifs in this situation. Does my brother come along on the excursion? We don't want him to, but I don't see a reason why Father wouldn't invite him. He likes to live it up, just like dear old Dad. And if they do, and they bring the cloak, then it's even easier to steal. But then we do have to worry about my brother actually being there during our shenanigans and maybe saying something to Father when he goes to get his mist cloak and it's missing.
Why was your brother not at your wedding?
I imagine he was enjoying
whose brother wouldn't go to their wedding?
Father would have skipped it if he could.
Sick burn.
My brother was most likely enjoying the pleasures of a terrace woman. Or drink.
Odalys frowns really hard at when you suggest that he was enjoying the pleasures of a terrace woman.
Or both. Beating up some servant for the fun of it. I don't know what he does with his day. He's gone most of the time. I can waltz through his room half of the time.
Why do so many nobles suck?
I mean, we kind of suck.
I mean,
I really wish. Oh, that's hilarious.
All right then. It is settled. Let's go make this foray in the morning and see if your brother gets invited along or not. I will not specifically invite him, but I will not discourage his presence either. I think I might be able to distract him if such things become necessary.
It would be awkward for me to appear without my newly beloved. Perhaps the only person who should stay home is Vyse on this one.
Yeah, maybe he can read up on jokes.
And good to see.
He's reading now. He's not even paying attention to us.
He's off camera, so we'll assume that he's totally fine with that plan and move forward.
Did we have a name for your brother?
No, I never named him. Chad. He's probably a Chad.
Can we say Chadwick?
I was going to say Ralph.
I like Chadwick.
Chadwick. There we go. He's such a Chad.
So, I want to review the plan here. What is the plan now?
So we're going to go... sorry, go ahead.
The specific plan is to have House Martell invite, or sort of like suggest, like, oh, I heard you go on these day trips, enjoying the various pleasures of the North. We would very like to see, such and such village. We hear it's such lovely this time of year, and basically give my dad, who loves going on those hunting trips and etc., an excuse to go on another one. And by everybody going north, when the events up there happen, not only will we have a couple of days to scout the place out before we make our move, but we'll also have a reason why it's plausible that we frame House General in the event.
Okay.
Right.
Everyone's good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have one question before you go. What is Odalys's maiden name?
Shit. Let me look in my. Hold on. Let me look at my notebook. I might have written something down.
Giving you time to think. What does a grave burden become after a long break?
A serious burden.
Serious burden. Okay. All right, so just so Arthur, I'm not sure if you caught it. I still have my serious burden, so.
Okay.
Yep. Night Terrors.
Okay, that'd be a no. Let me.
Yeah, make up a name.
I'm bad at making up names. Hold on, there's a place where I can steal a name from. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's on like page 88 or something.
106.
Sure.
What are we looking for?
Family names of the Mistborn series.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't even look in the book. I just looked up, like, Germanic/French fantasy names.
Yeah, that was what I did originally. Ah, God, there was another one that I was thinking about.
The book says that names to the north would be Germanic. In there,
right.
You would take a German name and then replace a bunch of vowels.
Yeah.
Right, which is
like
kind of how I wound up.
Only Wolfenstein.
I like half quarter.
Half quarter, that sounds good. Let's take it. Half quarter. Done.
Okay, so Odalys, Diedrich, and Valette, you arrive outside of Keep Genril. And you are met by Monsieur Genril, who is like waiting at the front gate. You didn't announce that you were coming, but he's still like there waiting for you. Perhaps he's got like a knife and he's like, crunching loudly on an apple, just like Diedrich was. And he's
Runs
like,
in the family.
Only he does a knife. He's got the knife action going on.
How lucky I was to run into you. I see you've brought your charming family with you. Where's that young man, Vyse? Vyse?
It's Vyse.
I'm afraid that the Vyse had other duties to attend to. However, we were hoping to get you, so you're lovely. Our lovely.
So, when you say you're looking to catch him, and then you say you're lovely, he just kind of smiles and starts like cutting into the apple deeper. Just
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lady Odalys, I didn't know that you were going to be so forward. I thought at the wedding for sure you had given me indications you wanted me to back off. Not that I'm uncomfortable discussing this in front of my son, but
yeah,
perhaps
like
someplace
she's definitely
more private?
like started blushing now, like, and I think she's composed herself that she's not gonna like backpedal like a schoolgirl or whatever, but she smiles demurely and says, "Well, then, if you insist, I'm afraid that I had not meant to be quite so bold with my proposition. Merely that your son had told us of some of the lovely trips to the north, in particular, blah, 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 the city, that city we're supposed to go to."
Insert city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't tell you to go to any city. They just told you it was.
Well, the
30
town
miles
30
north.
miles.
There is no town
looked-
30 miles north.
Village.
There's nothing out there.
Wait.
But that's what they said.
Yeah.
Well,
So that doesn't exist. Well, I guess we say it anyway.
well, you probably would have said that. You would have known that didn't exist.
Did I know that didn't exist?
Yeah, there's no towns out there. There's a couple mines at the edge of the mountain.
So the thing that he gave a name to the place where the guy was captured. Do I know that name applies to one of the mines,
I don't
or
think he gave you a name.
No, he said a village 30 miles to the north.
Yeah,
That's
I thought I said village.
so? What I will
Sure,
do
he did
is I will.
specify village.
What I will do is have previously tactfully informed Odalys about the region in question, so that she could say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard that your hills to the north are particularly beautiful this time of year with the snow and whatnot." So
Yeah.
that's how we
there's
can-
still we could still phrase it right to be like, we're gonna take an excursion kind
So
of thing. Yeah.
he smiles at Diedrich and is like, "So you've heard about our wild parties out by the mines. I wouldn't have thought that you were into that kind of thing, Odalys. But, well, why don't you come with me to my sitting room and we can discuss this in more detail.
Father, with your permission, Valette has expressed interest in a tour
Yes,
of the...
whatever. Take your floozy wherever you want to go.
Thank you,
Yeah.
So delightful to meet you, my new father-in-law.
Yes, charmed, I'm sure. And he's like taking Odalys's arm and leading her away.
Yeah. She follows him to wherever they go.
The second that Diedrich and Valette get like out of earshot, she just like, oh, what a prick.
And I lean over and go, Lucy.
Yeah, we cut sideways to Vyse. What are you doing back in the keep? Well, the guest house.
What would there be to do?
I mean, there's
Is what I'm wondering.
books here.
There are plenty of books, and you
There's
know
some
what? I'm probably
really good
looking through the
wine.
books.
There's some great wine.
Yeah, but you caught me at books.
Oh, so you're reading some books? So Gare
Well-
comes stumbling into the room while you're reading. What kind of, I mean, do you read like at a desk or do you read like lying on a sofa?
There's
on your
probably
bed?
there's like a shelf and of books like in one of the rooms, and Vyse has just like plucked every book like remotely relating to politics and has just stacked them.
It's all like terrace politics, so
Yeah, exactly.
treaties
And
on the breeding program
and he's
why
just
it's
like-
such a good idea.
yeah, and he's like, this is all like new to me.
They're all written by high prelats of the Inquisition with details on how to make a better terrace servant.
Yeah. It's weird because like when he walks in, there's like probably a table where like 6 books are open at the same time, and he's cross-referencing.
So Gare comes blundering in and is like closing her books and stacking them like, oh my, Lord Vyse, there's someone here to see a member of the family. I'm sorry, I have the name here. Here's his card. And he hands you over what would be a business card, but it's made out of pounded steel sheet. So it's like indented, and the name on it is Damworth Hofquarter, Prelin of the Inquisition.
Well, I'm the only one here at the moment, so I guess I'll have to do.
Yeah. So
Time to nut up or shut up.
Yeah.
should I send him in then, Lord Vyse? He seemed very eager to get inside our walls. What
Yes.
they are.
Send him in. Send him in slowly. I need a moment to collect myself.
How?
Just
Very
Figure it out!
Just wait like 1 minute before you let him in.
well. Yes, of course. I'll inquire about the state of the weather. So he shuffles out of the room, and maybe he starts fiddlesteining, like stumble moving.
Friggin' Fiddlestein.
Fiddlesteining, it's a thing now.
Can't wait.
Good to know.
Fiddlestein fan.
What's the plan here, Vyse? You got a
To
minute.
move
Plan-
intentionally.
All right.
Whip.
So we
Now
have
watch me
the bat
Fiddlestein.
still on the table. It just roll up, put it somewhere else.
Okay.
Make sure all the shelves of books are exactly as they were.
Put away the big sheet that says, "This is our plan to rob people." Roll it up and
Yeah,
hide it.
exactly. All the ledgers are like on a desk that's like closed at the back of the room.
As he enters the room, it becomes obvious where Odalys got her height from. This guy's like 6'5". He is built like The Rock in like 30 years. He's just
Oh, damn.
like totally ripped. Completely pale white with a curly bushy beard and completely smooth mustache. He also has no eyebrows and no hair on his head, and his head is covered in facial tattoos. His face is covered in facial tattoos. You can see in his beard that his neck also has facial tattoos. They also
Oh,
seem
right,
to
because
be
this dude's
running.
a prelin, yeah?
Yeah, they seem to be running down his arms, out the robes of his steel-colored white officiary robes of prelin of the Inquisition. And he comes bursting in the doors, like pushing them out of the way, and he's like, "Ah, Odalys, Odalys, where are you?
She's,
you?
I am Lord Vyse Martell.
Ah, one of the Martell brats. Well, I was so sorry to hear about your uncle's death. Truly a tragedy. Where's
Indeed.
your aunt?
She's out of the building right now. She had some business in town. But you're welcome to accommodate yourself until she returns.
Yeah, so he, like, kicks his feet up onto the table where your books used to be.
But it's just like, oh,
And then just, like, folds his arms over his chest, and he's like, well, thank you for the permission to wait here.
I mean, I was just being welcoming.
I just don't know what you want.
Worst nightmare. This is the worst nightmare. He has to be social alone. Oh my gosh.
So just like, yeah.
How has my daughter been?
Mm.
Since her husband was brutally murdered being pushed off of the roof.
Well,
I'm sorry, I think we got off onto the wrong foot. My name's Damworth Hofquarter, Prelin of the Inquisition.
It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna try to, like, break you.
I will break you.
Like twig.
I mean, it's gonna happen exactly like that.
I take child, I break like stick over leg. I take in the forest, bury in shallow grave.
He's gonna beat you up there. You don't have to, but we're near the mountain, so you can go up in the mountain, train, come back down. Perfect.
He's definitely gonna make a will on will check here.
Alright, let's see. Wait, will or wit?
It's spirit versus spirit.
Okay, spirit. Okay, that's not good for me.
Yeah, and he's gonna call upon a shit ton of traits. He's gonna call upon High Priest, Unquestioning Authority, and Regular Playthings.
I think I'm going to call on Sense of Danger.
Yep, that'll be one good one.
And that'll put my dice pool up to 4.
He has 8. And he forms pair of 3s with 2 nudges.
I get 7.
Oh.
Okay,
Nada. Del
You are
nada.
gonna negate 1 complication, so you
Nice.
only take 1. And you're going to take 3 points of willpower damage.
Okay, so that brings my current willpower down to 4.
Yeah, and you're definitely gonna take a hit. Let's see here.
Not like this.
This is how it goes
like
out.
this.
You have a serious
like this.
burden of obligator interest. So yeah, as you're trying to play it off cool, he's looking at you more and more, and he's like, "So you never did tell me how my daughter was." And you're looking at him, and you're like sweating buckets, like, and maybe like you accidentally knock over a book on the terrace breeding program. He's like, "Huh. So you want to know more about how to breed with terrace women?"
No, not that kind of phrasing, but I,
How exactly would you phrase it, young man?
well, you see, the contracts and politics
back
of
to
it are
Diedrich
all,
and Valette.
yeah. Right.
You're almost to the secret armory, Diedrich, when you hear a familiar noise.
Am I still with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Two of
I'm
you are
sort
going
of.
on
We're
a
sort
tour,
of posing
right?
as a tour, and this is the hallway where we walk.
Yeah, you hear a familiar-looking noise. It's like a click-click, and then like a tap. It's the sound of your brother's like reinforced boots. They have like steel inside of the boot. And then the sound of his dueling cane hitting the floor.
Well, let's meet
and then
your
right in
stepbrother.
between you and the secret armory, he pops out from around the corner. Valette, he immediately like his brother immediately stops and like grabs your hand and kisses your hand, in much the same fashion that Molcier did for Odalys.
Right.
And Chadwick is like, "Oh hi, the name's Chadwick General. Hi, I'm sorry.
You know I'm married to her, brother."
He's just being polite, dear husband.
I'm sort of looking at him like, yeah, sure he is.
Right, and she just like she looks at you and smirks, but like just that like in her eyes is like just she always has like that she's either like not like normal or punky playful look in her eyes, and she just looks at you with like that smirk and then looks back and like I am Valette. It's a pleasure.
A pleasure indeed. Well, let's see here. And he just like openly leers at you and is like, "Are you sure you want to settle for my brother? I mean, I've seen the marriage certificate. That steel seems pretty flimsy. We could tap another name in if you'd like."
I'm not one to go back on.
Be married to me, brother. I said with a smirk.
So what happens is your brother does this thing that he's always done for you, where it looks like he's reaching in to give you a friendly hug, and then he goes full pewter and like tries to break your arm in the process.
So
Shit.
yeah, I knew that I was
He's just
breaking.
like, ha ha ha.
So my brother is a clod, and I know that he does this sort of thing, and I also knew I was breaking into the keep.
Yep.
So when I see him go for that, I burn copper and then burn pewter as well. I drank one of my vials before coming here, and so I just break. I don't break the hold, but I resist getting my arm broke, and then I play up how bad that hurt. Like, yeah, nice to see you, brother. Friendly as always.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna. His traits are gonna cancel out. He's got Knife Fighter, but it's gonna get canceled by Overconfident, specifically from the way you're playing this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a pewter. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a physique on physique roll.
Okie doke. This is my first roll ever, so bear with me.
Does he get to like add his pewter to that in any way?
Yes,
I'd
he's
said
burning
that I
pewter,
burned.
so he adds it to his physique.
All right then. That means I roll 8 dice.
Chadwick has 9, and he pulls out a pair of 5s with 3 nudges.
Can I add to this that I've done it before? Can it be a circumstance type bonus for an extra dice?
You need 2 circumstances in order to get a bonus die.
The other one is that he's not willing to break my arm in front of the girl he's trying to woo, so he's holding back a little bit.
It sounds like you don't know your brother very well, but I'll give that to you because you're the one that tells me what your brother's like.
Well, he is trying to date this chick, apparently. So, let's do this. First roll ever. 9d6 SD.
That is a pretty good roll. Okay. You're going to take 1 application, and you're going to take 1 point of physical damage. And he's going to catch a beat by spending all 3 nudges to get a free extra move, which is going to to like punch you in the stomach.
Oh my! What the fuck?
And you have no defense against this.
Oh, my
Your
brother's
complication
scared.
is that he's actually going to lower your physique for the round for 1 point. Yeah, like he just like comes in for the hug. He's like, "Brother," and then he like punches you in the stomach 3 times real quick. Oh, so good to see you, brother.
See you too.
And he hits you for another point of damage. So you take 2 points of health damage.
Okie doke.
And your health while you're
I got
burning
5.
is...
I can't do anything there. Shit.
Let's see.
Jeez.
Your health while you're burning is +4 for 11, so 1 and 1 does nothing for you. Hey, you just take some damage.
All right. Well, I mean, after the altercation, I stopped burning.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was literally just to try and prevent it from happening.
Yeah. So it becomes clear
Seriously.
very quickly, Valette, that his brother is very muscular and very dexterous. His movements are all extremely precise. It's clear that he's burning pewter. And beyond that, Chadwick is already a trained dancer type. You know, he's very flexible.
So he's not a human, he's a dancer.
Yeah, of course.
Boo.
Got it.
So what happens is, it looks like
1
he's
point.
going in for a big hug on Diedrich, and then just like a little kidding around, and Diedrich
Okay.
comes out of it like, ha, ha, ha. But maybe you sense an undercurrent of hostility there, and Chadwick makes a move on you, Valette, and it's just...
Okay, can I want to play it off like I'm impressed.
Okay.
I want to, from the ground, like between Valette and my brother, I'm sort of on the ground clutching my stomach, and I look up at her, and I sort of like wink, and then like move my head, like, go on, leave.
Mhm. Yeah. And so I'm gonna she's gonna like do like the again like that fake noblewoman giggle, like the like kind of like, oh, it's like I see you brothers are very playful with each other.
Let me ask you a question here real quick, Valette. Not that it'll be necessary to answer, but just in case, you know. What are your feelings toward Chadwick right now?
Definitely has.
She's faking like she's like interested. Her real feelings are that he's an egotistical prick, and like he's just as bad as he's just as bad as their father. He's just as bad as all the other asshole nobles. Like she hates him already. Like just completely hates him.
So to be clear, you aren't attracted to him in any way.
Not in the slightest.
Let's see here. All right, so he's going to use his charm to see if he can identify your feelings for him, and then he's
Sure.
going to try to zinc roll you. His charm is 3. And
Does she get
it is a 1, so he just needs to get a pair of 1s. Oh, snap! Yeah. How do you narrate knowing somebody's feelings? I don't know. So maybe he's like looking you up, and when you're looking in a different direction while Diedrich is still hunched over, you see his face like flash with disgust, like, oh, can't believe you don't like me. And then he tries to sync you up. So your feelings for him are, one would say, either weak or virtually non-existent.
Yeah, if he's trying to up my woo-ness, it's basically non-existent.
Okay, all right. He's definitely trying to woo you.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes. He has 4 dice, and he needs to get a pair of 5s. Nope, he's got nothing. So he's trying to burn on you and lands with 5 complications, which you get to land at him.
Sweet. Okay, so I'll use our new handy-dandy complications handout. So I think
Remember,
I
you
want
could use 3 of them to slap something on the whole of
Yeah.
Evil House General.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do
schedule.
Excuse me. I'm gonna take 3 of them, and I think I'm gonna put something to the effect of like we're kind of an unknown. We're new nobles in town, and so they're a little hesitant about like they're unsure about the new nobles. There's like if we can condense that, I'm not sure how, but like they're like unsure about us.
Okay.
So it's like something like that. Like not quite sure how to react and like they don't know us.
Yeah,
basically.
well, I mean, this is easy
Like-
to show in scene, right? Like he thought
Yeah.
he could make you love him, and then you're just like ha 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 ha, and keep walking off, and he's like, huh. I guess there's more than meets the eye. Guess I better tell father.
So
Transformers, robots in disguise.
Nope.
Boo.
Jesus.
So
No.
there's no. So and then I guess I have 2 left. Can I reduce his charm?
Yes, by 1 die.
Do the
Or you
yeah,
could
do the
it
-1
twice
first.
if you wanted to drop
Oh, hell
his
yeah.
charm 1. So yeah, as you walk away, maybe laughing at this horrible attempt to flirt with you, Diedrich, you see him just like, gah, that woman is infuriating, Diedrich.
I want to riot him.
As you're walking away.
He's gonna kick me.
Ah! Okay.
Well,
what's
He's
your-
going to
aren't we
know.
walking away
'cause
together?
He's gonna know because he's a.
Or I thought. Sorry. What's? Am I walking away alone?
are you? Diedrich, are you going?
Or I thought.
No, so the plan was so it obviously fell through because it turns out my brother could tell that she doesn't like him. The plan was
Right.
to,
Yeah.
like,
I was gonna try to
wait,
like trick him and be like, oh yeah, well, he's hurt. Let's go somewhere else and talk, kind of thing. I was gonna try to do that, but apparently he knows that it's fake. Yeah. So I guess I'll help up. I'll help Diedrich up.
Okay.
yes, brother, she is. That's why I'm the one stuck with her. Trying to appeal to his sense of superiority.
Right.
What are you attempting to riot for him?
I want to riot his attraction to me even more.
Okay. All right. That's going to be difficulty 3.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can't do traits for a roll like this, so 5.
You can.
Oh, I can.
On a metals roll?
Well,
Oh, you're right. No, on a metals roll, you can only roll straight metals.
okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, why don't you tell me what 2 complications you're going to throw on him? And he's going to take at least 1 point of willpower, if not 2, if you want to throw on that.
Can I want to put like I guess flustered's the right word for it, but it's like where you're just like overcome, like where you just like see this like this girl that you're just like totally attracted. You just like I boobs. What I don't like that kind of like flustered-ish, doesn't know what to say kind of thing. Where like because like I think it's almost like what I'm thinking is me rejecting him is making like he's thinking that's like, oh, she's rejecting me. She's playing hard to get. I want her even more now. Like that's what I'm imagining he's thinking now. And so like he's kind of has that like tongue twisted, maybe is a better word to say.
Okay. So not only is he now down to 1 charm dice, he's also just like, so you're giving him like a mental misstep then, rather than a physical one. He's just, yeah. I think he just starts wandering off. Just leaves the scene. Probably
Goodbye,
as
Chadwick.
he's going, he like berates
It was nice meeting you.
terrace woman's servant who like is washing the floors in front of him. He like kicks the brush out of her hands and is like, "Do it again. You missed a spot. Do the whole floor again." More.
Yeah, so like he gets out of there. I'm like helping Diedrich up, like making sure he's not like.
Diedrich gets up. Like Diedrich gets up.
Okay.
And is like, oh, whew, okay. Well, sort of like he's playing off that he overplayed it for his brother, which he always does do. But this time, like he wasn't ready for it and actually did get hurt and wasn't overplaying it. But he's playing like he was overplaying it. It's a doubled thing.
Yeah. So like, are you okay?
He does it all the time.
He's a Mistborn, so I mean, does he do that a lot? Where he just kind of, I mean,
yeah, he even did the stronger Mistborn power when he punches me in the stomach, his own brother.
huh?
So let's go screw him, shall we? And I
Let's.
lead her over to the to the secret armory.
Let's. By the way, I rioted him when he walked away. Just for
You know, he's stupid enough to fall for those sorts of things, but be careful around Mistborns.
it's fun.
He's a blockhead, as you saw.
Right.
And so we head over.
We go to the statue and move its arm down, and then the statue moves to the right.
Yep. Yeah.
And then
it
the
makes
music
the grinding
plays.
noise you always hear, like. There's like a brief, dusty blow of air that you can see from a cobweb to indicate that there's airflow into this place.
Yeah.
You walk back in there.
And we see Nicolas Cage. Wait, what? No.
So Diedrich.
Diedrich does the shaggy walk.
It's changed since the last time you've been in here.
Like a week ago? Wow.
Yeah. So, if you want to take a look around, and I'm saying this because if you roll, there's a chance you could fail and take some penalties. If either of you want to look around for anything more than the Mistborn cloak, you'll need to make a wits roll. And for Diedrich, it'll be a 2, and for Valette, it'll be a 3.
I'm going to look around. I'm going to look around for. So here's what I want to do, Arthur. Our secret armory has the mist cloak, but it also has cloaks for the other people who would accompany the not mist cloaks, but it has other cloaks for the people who would accompany the Mistborn on like a full operation or whatever. I want to find one of them and just place it where the mist cloak was, so that when my brother comes back and doesn't find it, he thinks he placed it somewhere else, and his first thought isn't it's just gone. He just gets confused.
Okay, I'm going to need to make a wits roll versus your brother in absentia, then.
All right. I would like to apply the trait improviser because I just came up with this on the spot. Oh, I should replace it.
Let's see here. I think he's going to lose a wits because of his overconfident. He would definitely be the kind of person to fall for this, so he's only rolling 3 dice.
Okie doke.
No pairs.
Don't forget to tap your
That was you.
metal
Okay,
bind.
good.
My what now?
She's talking fair, Kimmy.
No, that's my trick. That's my trick.
Right.
Paired twos. Yeah. Tell me how you want to throw this down. You can do nudges for dealing mental damage to him, or you can do it to accomplish something significant. I'll let you notice what's in the room that's different with the nudge.
I'll totally like to know why this place has changed already.
There's a new forging kit, and there's some silvery metal there that you've never seen before. It's been forged into rolled bars, rather than ingots or shavings like anything else. You also see that there's a few, like, sword form castings, and it looks like a much thinner blade than normal. Very much smaller. It's about half a foot shorter than the normal sword, and it's easily half the width.
I think,
I make a mental note of that, but we don't have time to be talking about it with... I have another question then, Arthur.
Yep.
Are these rolled bars in a pile or very meticulously placed?
So imagine that this whole place is like a blacksmith shop, right? Because this is where they smelt metals. They're placed in a 3-bar, 2-bar, 1-bar pyramid. It's very specific, and they're all placed right next to the sword forms. It looks like someone is getting ready to smelt these bars into the sword form.
There's no way I could swipe one without it being obvious, or at least obvious to the blacksmith.
Obvious.
So here's what I'm gonna do. My brother has he's supposed to have this like really ostentatious like almost like half mannequin that's supposed to hold his mist cloak. Like it's supposed to have this air of thing, but my brother comes in and just tosses it at the feet of the mannequin. So I'm just going to take the mist cloak, bundle it up, stuff it away, take another cloak and throw it at the feet of the mannequin, and my brother will be like, "Wait a minute. Where did I put my mist cloak then?" Like and just be like racking it in his brain for for days without actually realizing that it's gone, giving us probably enough time to do this, come back, and even place it like back in the armory somewhere without him noticing. Probably more afraid of telling my dad that he misplaced it than like actually sharing it with anybody else. Like, I don't know where this is. Like, he's just hoping that it's going to turn up.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I think Valette's just like kind of. This is the like there was Risha, but like this is the first time she's ever really seen any Mistborn-y kind of thing. So I think she's just kind of looking around, taking everything in. Specifically, she wants to know if there's anything she can take that won't be noticed.
Make a wits roll versus 2.
Okay. Can I call on B&E specialist?
Yes, and infiltrator.
Finally.
Da, 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 bum, bum, bum.
You've only been sitting on that trait since the beginning.
I know.
Da, 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 da.
There we go. Pair threes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you an option here.
Okay.
It seems like Diedrich really wants to acquire some of this metal. If you make a spirit roll and succeed on a 2, some of that metal will be available. Otherwise, it's going to be something else.
Is this so? The spirit roll is just if I succeed, we can take this metal. If not, it'll be something else.
Yes.
We can
Okay.
take some of the metal, it won't go missing. Maybe one of the piles is haphazard, so not
Sure.
properly
Okay. Yeah.
counted.
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Big money, big prizes, big
I
money,
updated
big
my
prizes.
spirit, luckily. So here we go.
Pair 2s.
Pair twos.
Okay.
Pair 2s.
So you managed
Yeah.
to
Give
find
the lady magic metal.
Yay!
There's like some filings of the metal next to some alcohol solution that you
Yeah.
would normally put elementically pure metal in. It looks like it's... Oh yeah, you do need to spend 1 spirit to make this roll.
Sure.
It looks like you could definitely get enough shavings to either put it in a vial and drink it, or carry it with you and have some sort of metallurgist take a look at it.
Okay. I think I want to play it as like she saw Diedrich like looking at that metal, but then he like then saw him either go like and like then went to his cloak thing, and then she walks over and then notices that she comes up with a way to actually do it, and so I want her to like get it in this vial but without Diedrich knowing.
Okay, yeah, it'll happen.
Okay. Yeah, so she gets it all together and like puts it in her sleeve or something like that, and then
We
walks over.
quickly take our leave after having established our ruse, closing the secret door, and then beelining for our carriage.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got a dress. I hide the mist cloak in your dress.
I don't know if you've seen the Valette fan art, but that is not gonna fit.
No, you don't wear.
She wears like dressier like pants and a shirt. Like the shirt's like a longer shirt, but and then it's like dressier pants. Like it's definitely ladylike, but yeah, she doesn't usually wear dresses. Only to like occasions would she really wear a dress.
Right then, I do the next best thing, and I hold the cloak, and then I fold it up as tight as I can, so it's not obvious that it's a misting cloak of any of, like, it's not obvious that it's a full. It looks like a fold up fabric, and I hold it against the flat of her back while I hold her back, and like lean in and like sort of obscure it with my own body as we leave.
Okay. All right. You're doing
and
like the hand on her back, walk out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
of
oh
course.
dear, ha ha ha, let's be so close because we actually love each other, apparently.
Because we are married, and this is what married people do.
I am the married man.
Let's cut to Odalys and Monsieur Genrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like upstairs
Yeah.
in his private chamber, in his sitting room, and he's got vents, like air conditioning vents, but they're piping in music from like a chamber set below, where there's some terrace, like jazz flutists who are just playing some like mood music. He's got like chilled wine out from Mount Deremoth. I probably didn't get that name right at all. but like extremely rare, sugary, sweet wine. And he's just like, so, Odalys, so glad to have you in my house. Perhaps you'd consider an extended stay next time.
I'm afraid that I have my own household to run. Those children, they are still young yet.
Well,
Although
I have
Vyse
children
is-
of my own, If you were looking to have someone look after the children, perhaps what they really need is a strong male hand.
Oh my god.
I took that with my
What the-
boy Diedrich, and look how he turned out.
Ready to
He
backstab
seems-
me at a a moment's notice.
Yep, picked up on that. He seems that he quite well behaved. A good match for my Valette.
Yes, well, if she or any of your children need a strong hand, just bring them to me, and I'll direct them in the direction the Lord Ruler would have us all take.
Trust me, I know how to take a hand to Valette myself if necessary.
Oh.
Such a strong woman.
Oh.
Throwback.
Well, you had something you wanted to discuss. I'm sure you didn't just come over here to say sweet words into my ear and drink my wine.
No, that was
Like-
pretty much it.
Yeah, I think she sips the wine and is like,
It's quite good.
but she does that thing, where you take the wine glass and you kind of you're drinking it, but like you're looking over the top of it.
Yes,
that
of course.
flirty look. And she says, "Now we wanted to get a little of a tour to the north. Now, the exact details of these parties you throw were sparse but intriguing that Diedrich provided. Would you like to give me some more details?"
Well, I mean, that depends. Last time we had a party out there. Do you know what snapping is? It's an elemental
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. She scowls a little bit but nods.
Well, there was a time when I had to take Diedrich out towards where the mines are, and he snapped that night. We like to take terrorist rebels, anyone we find outside of their villages. Really, just any sort of scum. We take them out there for a good hunt.
And she nods. Yes, I see. That sounds like quite a sport. Oh no. I was always interested in such endeavors, but back in Irdut there was not such much availability, you could say. I haven't seen a good hunt like this since I had left the Northlands.
My lady, I'm a little surprised Diedrich would invite you on a hunt like this. It's traditionally a male excursion, if you understand what I mean.
I'm afraid that I may have misspoken. He did not invite me so much as warn me away, but the
So you were looking for an excuse to spend time alone with me in the northern wilderness. I see, say no
also-
more, except just the day and the time.
perhaps not entirely alone. I think it may do the Vyse well to see such things that take place there.
So he reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder, and the other one is just like, yes, well, I'm sure we can find some loose terrace woman along the way for your boy Vyse. Maybe he'll snap as well.
And I think she makes this sour face, like the implication that having sex with a terrace woman is what causes the snap. And but she says, Yes, I think it may be a good idea to leave the newlyweds to their own devices.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll call an obligator up in a few minutes. We'll set this in stone and finish up our business, but let's just chat, you and I, for a few more minutes, and then we over to, I think, what will be the final scene for the night, which is Vyse still talking to Odalys' dad. Damworth Hofquarter.
At this point, it's like a Looney Tunes bit where like he's just sweating so much it's like a sauna is coming out of his clothing.
Yeah. So what are you saying to distract him from destroying you?
Talking about like anything, basically. Just like, oh, the weather patterns up here are, they're kind of interesting in a way.
Oh, really? What are your thoughts about the weather patterns up here?
It's, it's like, it's cold, but not all of the time.
Yes. Well, why don't I ask you some more personal questions? Nice.
All right.
I feel like we're talking about the weather. People only talk about that when they have nothing better to speak on. Next thing they'll be asking me was how my last meal was.
How was your last meal?
Let me ask you a question.
How was your last meal?
How do you feel about the Lord Ruler's policies toward the Terrace people?
Well, I haven't studied them much.
The breeding program. You must have heard about it. You're a nobleman.
Yes, I've heard, but I've not.
What are your thoughts on the matter?
I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, do I think it could be operating more smoothly?
Are you equivocating with me, boy?
No. What does equivocating mean?
He's definitely gonna try to break you again.
Why did we leave Vyse alone? What were we thinking? My character will never make that mistake again.
Yeah, he's trying to out-talk you.
Okay.
Definitely using wits. And he's using High Priest unquestionable authority and people are playthings again to bump himself up to 9.
Well, I'm just going to
attack your willpower to get you to break.
Alright, so I'm rolling wits.
Got any traits you want to call on?
I'm just gonna do sense of danger to bump it up to 5.
That sounds good. Wow, that's a big pile of dice. Paired 5.
Oh my gosh. No.
Paired
No.
2. Okay, yeah, he's gonna throw down a complication on the entire house. -1 charm on all of your next rolls. So if your next roll is a charm, that's not going to be great. As he cuts through your bullshit, Vyse. Oh no, he can't do that. You have a nudge, so you block the 3 and you bump it down to 2. Interesting.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, he's going to remove a defense die just in case he has to go into combat here with you. Ow. You know, just in case I have to break this child because of something he missays.
And he's gonna put a hit out on your influence. So next roll is an influence roll. It's 1 lower. You're also gonna take 2 more willpower damage, and I think that's gonna throw down a what do you got? 4. So you take another serious burden. Oh no, it's half.
Yeah.
Some deeper shit. You might be in the deepest of shit. You might be taking a bigger hit.
Oh.
Let's see here.
I've taken 5 out of my 7 willpower in damage so far.
Oh my gosh.
Eesh.
Is it a grave burden?
It's half your remaining resilience is a grave burden. Oh boy. Oh my.
Oh
it's a social one, and
my.
it will almost certainly be related to Inquisition. Since this guy is inquisiting the shit out of you. Obligator
Inquisiting the
investigation with potentially serious charges. As he's just talking to you, and you're equivocating on the matter, and he's just like, so you don't have a response that would be in line with the Lord Ruler's policies. I see that it will be up to the Canton of Orthodoxy to make daily visits here to instruct you. Vyse. That is your name, right? Vyse?
If that's
No,
your
my
name.
name is Billy.
Yes, that is my name.
Do you have any idea when my daughter is getting back?
Should be soon. Hopefully soon. Real soon.
Well, go get me some wine and then leave me.
Yeah, he just runs.
Yeah, I think that's the final scene.
We get back to the house and like, why is there so much sweat on the floor? Weird. It's like, what is this?
You know it's sweat. What?
Is the wallpaper peeling?
I think it just like smells. Oh my gosh, what is this?
The final scene is Damworth Hopwater, Odalys' father, waiting for her in the family's guest room chambers. Just sitting with his feet up on the table, drinking a glass of Vyse's wine. Yeah, I feel like that's a good scene to go out on. A lot of stuff
Perfect.
going on. We're probably gonna have to shuffle the plan next time.
Yeah.
Let's do some post talk, right? I felt that was a pretty good
Oh yeah, that
episode.
was awesome.
The beginning, we need to get a lot faster on planning phases because the scheme,
Yeah, we do.
The plan went pretty quickly, but the scheme took a really long time.
Took like 40 minutes making the scheme.
Yeah, it's
I think that was largely down to we didn't really even know where we were at yet situationally, and I don't think that we even have to strategize or plan to do it better because I think next time.
Because luckily the scheme isn't something that changes every session.
yeah, the plan will probably will change a couple of the objectives, but the scheme will stay the same.
I had to throw
Yeah.
a couple things in there to keep Wreckage from just regurgitating background information. I just want to say I had to throw in what's his name. What was his name?
Fiddlestein?
No, not
Fiddlestein.
Fiddlestein.
The best character, Sir Fiddlestein.
Wow, I cannot remember his name. The terrorist resistance member who showed up to tell you guys like, hey,
Oh, what's his face with the crook?
yeah, the crook.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't remember his
Why
name.
can't I remember his name? I literally
They
didn't.
He
call
wasn't
him
it.
the Shepherd.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
Didn't
didn't.
He's not
didn't
actually
you
a
just
shepherd,
say there's a
that's just his
man
name.
to see you?
Yeah.
No, give him
He
a name.
introduced himself, but
Yeah, he introduced
He
himself.
wasn't-
Yeah, there's a name. And we can look back and get
There's
it.
a video that we can watch.
yeah.
Right. This is all recorded for posterity. But yeah, that was an awesome session. I really like the dynamic that Diedrich's gonna having with the characters. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I said it in the chat, but I just want to say it again, especially for the people watching the VOD, that I was really impressed with the way that Arthur, without us talking previously about the nature of my family, like picked up on traits that I had and then gave them to my shitty father and brother, but like different.
Yeah.
I thought that was really well done on this fly, and that AP should get advancements for GM-ness.
Right?
It was really impressive. I especially like the idea of the dad eating an apple too, only he's got the knife out, like, and he's knifing it up. It's really sinister.
Yeah, it was pretty sinister. It's gonna be a hard one for advancements. I tried really hard. Kelsa had said she wanted to confront Odalys' tragedy track, and I tried so hard to bring that in, but she just never got home to see her dad.
That wasn't
Next
my
week.
fault.
I know it's not your
Dad
fault. It's
showed
gonna
up
happen next
after we left.
Do we Are the tragedies and like do we explore that one character at a time, or is it like you can kind of hint at it?
All explore your own at any rate
Okay.
you want. The thing to remember is that if you're exploring your tragedy, your rolls are going to get harder as they go along. Your tragedy
I feel
is
like
gonna
you
make
made
things
this
way
poll
worse
just
for
to
you.
spite me for winning the last two. Which character keeping it chill?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. You purposely separated yourself from the pack, though, and I wanted a chance to bring in Damworth.
Now, when viewers, when you're going to the poll and trying to see who was you said it was ill, who was keeping it ill in the beginning. I just want you to remember,
Yep.
chill and ill. I just want you to remember, I'm not the type of writer who like to waste my time, and when I touch the emotions, I just say my rhymes. Going out to a ball, invitations in the mail. Don't get caught burning because I go to jail. I'm cool, calm, collected, and from Urcha I was ejected. Just me, Vyse, D, and Odalys. We rarely disrespected. I got all the time that I need to kill. What's that time? It's time to get ill. Just keep that in mind when you're deciding who to vote for.
What a
Spent
pandering
all session
pile of
writing that.
shit. No wonder
I just
your
want,
roleplay was so
just something I wanted to express to the audience when they're voting.
Man, I'm so sorry, Tex. It turns out that the VOD just stopped recording suddenly. It cut out for approximately 30 seconds. And
It just said technical difficulties.
don't even joke about that. That happened to me during Eric Vulgaris' Sprawl.
Yes,
I managed to
it
eliminate the
did.
entirety of my
It did.
intro twice.
oh man,
Nice.
I was there. I remember that actually happened.
If people
Sorry.
are hyping themselves up, I'd like to say it was very chill of Diedrich to play along with his brother beating the shit out of him, and keeping a low profile in general that episode. So yeah, about that.
I don't think you should vote for me this time. I didn't keep it chill.
It's funny because I usually don't like promote myself, but I think Odalys was very chill in holding off the advances
I mean, yeah,
of.
you were Netflix and chilling him. Which may not be the same thing, but I wasn't
Well,
specific.
first there was the Ice Queen, and then there was the Netflix and chill. Both applied.
I mean, it's preferable to
And it's
Netflix
silly.
and ill.
I mean, I feel like Netflix and ill would probably not be great for you.
Netflix and ill is when I just break down and poison him to death,
Right.
because that's definitely happening.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that was an awesome session.
I really
Love this game so much.
how I get to run away with the fact that the implication is there that the snapping for Diedrich. We didn't talk about your tragedy yet, but you snapped when you saw this. Why don't you explain it?
So I snapped when my father, as a sort of coming of age ritual for his sons, brings them out to the breeding grounds to castrate their first terracemen. And that's how I snapped.
And so he thinks you snapped when you were like forced to bone some woman out by the mines.
He's just
It's all part of the same thing that happened.
Yeah,
His
he's
dad needs
just
to learn-
like,
so
yep, that's
untouched.
where I take my sons to get him snapped. Just gonna
He needs
put
to learn
him under
he needs to learn the
extreme
difference between
emotional
correlation and
stress.
causation.
Yeah.
yeah,
This is
this
you're a
is-
man now. Oh, you can use misting powers? That's weird.
Must be because you had sex with a terrorist woman.
God.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I love how much... I love the throwaway, do whatever you want with your floozy. Like, I'm not interested. That was so great.
Yeah.
He's such a snake, too, because he's being so visibly nice to Odalys, but not... No, he's actually... Like, the second he gets what he wants from her, he'll be an asshole to her, too. Beautiful. I love it.
It's possible. It's possible. The votes are coming in. I don't want to bias people, but 2 people are definitely in the lead, and 2 people have 0 votes. So
Jeez.
that's how it goes. Everyone is gonna
Pretty
take.
appropriate, actually.
Everyone's gonna take 1 advancement for this
What?
session.
Nothing? Jeez.
Oh, do we get
Ouch.
to spend advancement?
Fine.
You
I see how it is.
To spend advancement.
Yeah. So next session we'll be able to spend again.
I see how it is.
We'll talk about breathers.
There needs to be a breather, right? So a breather will either happen, won't. like,
I feel
obviously-
like
I mean,
there's
I'm
definitely a
jonesing
plan
for
to
a
go out.
breather.
There's definitely a plan to go out. get what's his name, Erwin, and bring him back. And I think after that would certainly be a good place to take a breather, unless you wanted to front end the session with a breather while you do a plan of action. Actually, that would make a lot more sense.
Well, I guess the question is, narratively, how much time is actually happening in that situation?
We could take like a 2 or 3 day breather for you guys to take a short rest.
A short breather?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
And then during that time,
what happens to burdens on a short breather? Is it just long breathers where you heal them?
It's just long breathers.
Okay, good. Because I still have my
to heal grave. Mortal.
I still have my Serious of Night Terrors, and I kind of want to keep it because I really like that thinking that
Blitz. I'm kind of going to start using it against you.
Right, because I want to start. I don't know if I don't want to like next session we do the whole thing with her tragedy. Like I want to start getting her tragic because it all kind of came back at the end of last session, and so she's had time to heal, but it's still gnawing at her a little bit, and so I want to like start dripping like the tragedy stuff there. I want to
exploring your tragedy then.
I want to start dipping my toes into it.
So you want to explore your tragedy like you would make a cup of coffee in the morning. You want to just drip out slowly. Okay. The most painful possible way to extend your immense utter tragedy.
Right. Well, she's had night terrors for the last 6 months. She's probably slept. Yeah, she's probably slept like 3 nights out of the week. The rest of the night she's just up. She's just doing stuff because she can't go to sleep, because whenever she closes her eyes and tries to like lay down, all she can think about is her mother like attacking her, like, and trying to kill her. And so like she's over it in a way where she fronts that, but she's not over it at all. Like that's why I want to like it. I want it to like just kind of slowly go, and then
I definitely need to get home and have Odalys talk to her father, because I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I want to see that. It's gonna be cool.
How that's gonna go, but there was no good way for me to extract myself from. I still can't say his name. No.
Oh.
Mulcier.
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 Wolfram. I mean Mulcier.
Mulcier. Yeah. He's better looking than Wolfram.
Right, it's true.
That was one of the things that Arthur was very clear. He's very good looking.
Right.
Very important to someone who is as completely shallow as Odalys.
Yeah, let's do some outro talk. And I guess we'll start with Vyse. SciFri, who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm you know.
I don't know.
No.
Tell me.
He's still frazzled.
I make jokes on Twitter and sometimes stream video games on the internet. Follow me, SciFri, on brand, hashtag follow me.
Don't follow him.
And a bunch of dollar signs.
Money.
Yeah. Great session. Definitely glad to be a part of it. Looking forward to next week.
Mm-hmm.
Tux, Valette, who are you? Where can people find you? And what do you do?
I am Tuxtradamus. I play Valette here, your resident punk. Once again, this was an awesome session. I really like that we had really great interactions with our new character, my lovely husband, Dr. Wreckage. But yeah, you can find me on. You can find me here on Twitch at Tuxtradamus. You can find me on Twitter at Tuxtradamus. This is me. Tomorrow I'll be right back here at 8 for Winter's Edge. Our first session is going to be super cool. We have a great cast for that. If you also want to check out some more stuff I'm doing tomorrow, I'll be doing my another episode of my City of Fog campaign, which is the Urban Shadows open game I've got going on. We've had we've had 2 sessions so far. We've been really good. We had to cancel one because player stuff, but yeah, tomorrow we've got a bunch of people, so we'll definitely be going tomorrow. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and thanks for all the players and people for playing along. I love this game so much.
All All right. Diedrich, Wreckage.
Hi. You can see me on Wednesdays here at APGamingREAL doing Star Wars, where I play Reyes Navarre and Caleb Fallon, a holocron-possessed Jedi archaeologist thing. Don't worry about it. On Thursdays, you can catch me at twitch.tv/HENLEY, where I run the game Sin Eaters. Recently, Virgil, who I replaced on this show, who plays in Sin Eaters, died yesterday during our session. But in Sin Eaters, that's not as much of a setback as in other settings. So we dealt with the fallout from that. And of course, you will be able to see me every week, barring holidays or something, on Fridays here playing the Mistborns, which I'm very excited to do and happy that things went so well today. If you enjoyed watching, do please consider me for your GMing or player needs on your Twitch channel. If you have such a thought in your head, you can send me a twat at Twitter at Dr. Wreckage. I will one day be streaming on my own channel, but presently you may have noticed that I'm in black and white because I have a Fisher-Price computer that is actively melting. In fact, it reaches temperatures of 100 degrees Celsius just running Skype. Fun little thing. So someday, when I can perhaps crowdfund the funds, I will get a new computer and start streaming for you myself as well.
Okay. Let's talk about Kelsa.
Hello. I am on the internet. You can find me at Kelsa on Twitter or KelsaDelphi here on Twitch. And I do have a show that I stream, but it's been relegated to once a month, although we do have a date. The next Shadows of Seattle, which is the Dresden Files game I'm running, will be on Sunday, April 17th. Is that Sunday? I lost a calendar. Welp. I'd tell you guys, but apparently I don't know how calendars work. Hold on. I have this. 17th. Yes. Brilliant. Thank you, Apple Watch. Which is at 9 a.m. Pacific. And no, we changed it. 11 a.m. Pacific. Thank you. That's a fun game about crazy magic people in modern Seattle. I also play on Once Upon a Game with Eric Vulgaris whenever I get a chance. Play here, formally with some other streamers. I tweet about it every time I'm going to be on a show. So if you want to see more of me, follow me on Twitter. I also always host any show that I'm on. So if you're following me on Twitch, you'll know when I'm on another show because I'll be hosting them.
See, I would do that, but all my Twitch followers come from viewers of this show, so
you know that's
here anyway.
True. That's true. But if I start now, I can get people to follow me, and then they'll see me on other shows, and then those shows will get people to follow me, and then just magically I'll have a following. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
That's the end. That's the end goal.
In the pot,
That's
stir it
the
up.
Virgil Levenger
Internet
method
following.
to success. I mean,
Hey, Virgil Levenger is a pretty cool dude. So
No, he's dead.
I took his course and I got
Dead
the
to us.
He's dead. He doesn't exist.
he was a terrible husband. He left in the rain.
there was a suggestion that tonight's episode just be called Fathers. I feel like
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's really good, yeah.
Mistborn Week 5, daddy issues.
Oh, that's almost as good. I'm gonna stick with Fathers though, but Daddy Issues can definitely be a later episode when Valette is pregnant. But who's the father?
Oh my gosh.
Definitely not Diedrich.
Yeah, Diedrich was what got way out in front of that train wreck.
I mean, if you're watching this, you know who I am, and you know where to find me. Go ahead. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. Consider checking out all of the other amazing playlists of tabletop RPG content that I have. But more importantly, if you're enjoying this, why aren't you enjoying it with family and friends? share it with your family and friends, and then you'll have something to talk about. You can be like, oh my god, I can't believe Vyse said that to Odalys' father. And your significant other or loved one can be like, yeah, for sure. Like, what a rookie. Can he learn to keep his shit together? Everyone knows about the Lord Ruler's breeding program. That's all I got.
We'll just never leave Vyse alone ever again.
He asked very open-ended questions.
I didn't know what
He's
to
like,
do.
what do you
Might have
think of
debates,
this? I'm
or
like,
at
do you
least-
mean like in general?
I
or-
panicked. I didn't know what to do. I just want to go to bed.
Right.
Get off my back.
I feel like everyone's suggesting scenes for Aerocyto, aka B Costa, aka B Crivello. But again, I don't put demands on my fan artists. But if there was
Right,
one
yeah.
scene I'd like to see, it's definitely Diedrich getting punched in the stomach repeatedly.
Valette just kind of watching in the background, like,
Yeah.
I want fan art of Fiddlestein.
Oh, Fiddlestein too.
Obviously,
Can hat.
like, don't please don't feel pressure by us. Literally anything is amazing, and we thank you so much for it. Like,
Everything you've already done is already amazing. So
please, yeah, please.
Link all
I mean,
the
your
fan
art
I
is
mean, I'm literally
top.
just gonna link.
You're-
I'm gonna link Aerocyto's Twitter page since that's where it all lives on.
Yeah, and there's a link. There's a link to his
art is-
website on there too. You should go check out some of his other stuff.
We
Really
should just
good.
put him on the straw poll.
I mean, yeah, he should just get all the advancements.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
his
on
art
the,
is top commission quality, and he does it completely for free.
Yeah,
Out
man.
of-
Like,
He has some awesome stuff on his
like
website
literally,
too.
like every like colored photo that it's been, he's like, I would have paid like an artist $15 to do that, or something like
15?
that.
I would
Yeah,
pay
more
an
than-
artist 25 at the very least, sir.
Hint, Bernardo. Set up a donation link. You may or may not get something from us because we
You're
love you so
looking for a
much.
digital
Yeah,
illustrator.
I mean, keep doing the like free stuff. But if I ever need to commission something,
You're looking for a digital illustrator. Contact B Curvello. That's B Curve, LLO at gmail.com.
oh, he does do commissions.
Let's
have
have
to
that
look
be
into that.
the end of the night then.
Oh man,
Keep an eye
I'm
on
probably
that
gonna
Twitter
commission the
for
shit out of
more
this guy.
Odalys / Diedrich / Vyse / Valette / Fiddlestein. Fan art. Have a good
Fiddlestein
night.
becomes a player character.
Hi, everybody.
See you next week, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.